Hello everyone, hello all my subscribers and all new people. Katania Alvin, and this is just bombshell 60-minute interview. This has been a bombshell week ending in a bombshell weekend, not only in the United States but also in the UK. And it's very interesting how we've had planet Mars. I'm very interested in astrology, and particularly sidereal astrology, but the sun is in Aquarius and opposite the moon, but Venus is going over Saturn, so that's value and life, and over the teacher, but Mars is trine with Uranus. Well, actually quite good aspects, but not for everyone. They've been found out, and really I think it's just very revealing. So McCabe, in a tell-all 60-minute by the sound of it, and I haven't listened to the whole of it, so let's start off with that, listen to a little bit of that, and then I'll go into the English debacle.
Oversaw the Bureau's investigations into Russia's election meddling and Hillary Clinton's emails. He took over as acting FBI director in May of 20...
By the way, this is CBS This Morning, and I've never used this channel before, but it seemed to pop up, so here we are.
17 after James Comey was fired. In his new book, The Threat, How the FBI Protects America in the Age of Terror and Trump.
How the FBI protects America. It seems to have been absolutely riddled with British Empire traitors, or traitors to America.
McCabe describes extraordinary measures Justice Department officials took after Comey's firing. He says he was concerned about the president's possible ties to Russia.
Now, remember last March, about one day before McCabe was scheduled to retire, he was fired by then Attorney General Jeff Sessions. The Justice Department accused McCabe of misleading investigators about sharing information with the media. Now, he denies any wrongdoing, but as a result of his firing, McCabe did not receive his full benefits and is considering a lawsuit.
Oh, the cheek of them, the cheek. They think they can behave against their country. And of course, since Trump has taken over, things have changed. But remember, and I'm sure you know, you don't need to be told by me, that actually you've got Obama, who was a traitor. You had the Bushes, that was a traitor. Clinton, that was a traitor. Hillary Clinton in positions of power, who was a traitor. And on we go down until, of course, you get to JFK, who wasn't. But others were, and of course after JFK you got Johnson. He was a British agent, traitor to America. So you've got this line, this years and years and years of traitor. Is not surprising that people in the FBI, people in the CIA, people in your departments are treasonous. You know, it's not surprising. Nevertheless, it's still pretty horrendous. I'll just push this on and see if we can get that moment where he's talking about, okay.
I was speaking to the man who had just run for the presidency and won the election for the presidency, and who might have done so with the aid of the government of Russia.
Oh, look at that face. I mean, talk about lying. He's lying.
Our most formidable adversary on the world stage. And that was something that troubled me greatly.
Big sob story this is, in my opinion.
How long was it after that you decided to start the obstruction of justice and counterintelligence investigations involving the president?
I think the next day I met with the team investigating the Russia cases, and I asked the team to go back and conduct an assessment to determine where are we with these efforts.
I'm not going to play any more of this, because I think this is this whole 60-minute thing is an entire setup to make McCabe look as if he was doing the best he could for the good of the country. I don't think that's correct. I think it's a load of rubbish, but other people might have other opinions. So who better to introduce the British, oh, he's gone, is Nigel Farage, and this is he's just started a new party, I think last Friday, and already he's got a huge interest of people that have signed up for it, and I've been one of those, which is why I got this. Thank you for signing up. Yes, it's got this, but I have signed up. And it's the Labour Party have lost. There he is with Trump, very supportive of Trump. The Labour Party have lost over this last week at the end of the week, have lost 7 of their members. And I think the Tory party, now let's go into that. Here we go. Tories at war, Brexiteers told to quit and join Farage's new Brexit party. Treachery? My goodness me. So the next bit, I've just come down on that same page to Nigel Farage talking.
From the start, has given a whole series of contradictory messages on Brexit. What
Theresa May has, from the start.
she said and what she's done have often been different things. And I really do think, not only has she lost the confidence of the House, but she just, by not turning up, that looks very, very weak and very bad indeed.
That was at the vote, which was on Thursday, and she lost overwhelmingly, and she didn't turn up. She wasn't there at what is called the dispatch box, in other words, her position in the House of Commons.
Political leaders have to enjoy the triumphs, but also they have to be there and face the failures as well. It is an extraordinary thing. Do you think she's fit to lead the country through this crisis? And if you think, yep, whatever's happened, she's the only option we've got, call 0345 6060 973. Maybe like me, you think, you know what, she's unfit to lead. This is headed for disaster. And Theo thinks, no deal got a bit closer, maybe it did.
Now, come to here, and this is one I made. This is a caller that called in. This is February the 10th. Okay.
Let's go to Enfield and speak to John, another new call.
Now, listen to this, because this holds the nub of really what's going on.
John, good evening.
Hello there, Nigel. Good to talk to you. I think
good for this guy.
Things completely wrong here. This whole thing with Theresa May is a complete and utter sham. This lady is a hard...
As he said, this thing that's going on with Brexit is a complete and utter sham. Watch Nigel Farage's face as he's listening to what this man is saying. Now, I personally believe, and on that same table, I think we're dealing with duplicity here.
Odd Remainer, and if your listeners want at some point to go onto YouTube, there is an excellent interview of Steve Baker in front of the European Scrutiny Committee where he completely blows the lid on everything that Theresa May and her advisors have been doing behind the scenes. They have completely subverted. There was never any intention of leaving. It's all been a pack of lies, and Steve Baker absolutely blows it out of the water.
Did you hear that? The whole thing is a pack of lies. I've got that video. This is an introduction to it. It's obviously going to be a 2-part or even 3-part to share with you.
It's an hour and 9 minutes long, but it's compulsive viewing. It really is for what he has to say.
John,
yes.
Politicians and leaders can make promises and they can bend them and twist them. But are you seriously suggesting that the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom has willfully misled and deceived us from the start?
Absolutely, Nigel, completely and utterly, and you've only got to see this thing on YouTube. And this is a man who was interviewed, who worked, they actually had, believe it or not, they actually were offered a full facilitation trade deal. They even got somebody in Brussels to deal with it. And Theresa May and her team turned it down. She is determined to keep us in a customs union. The backstop is there purely to keep us in. She has no intention of getting us out of the European Union. This whole thing going to Brussels is a complete and utter sham.
Okay, I left it there because now, who is then, what is the drum that Theresa May is marching to? It's not the will of the people or the majority of the people when we had the referendum and voted to leave Europe. I would say she is dancing to the tune or the beat, walking to the drum of the globalists who are the bankers or the banksters because they're gangsters, bankster gangsters. So she's trying to do a sidestep dance of keep various people happy, lying through her teeth. And then later last week, what did I pick up was the following. Now, this is a very good news programme. It's called UK Column, and this is, I'll put the links of all these things in the description box, but they had a beautiful frontage saying, "You have been deceived." But this is very interesting.
In a Headline, high-level civil servant Victoria Billing, OBE, laughs as public and voters deceived.
Right. High-level civil servant Victoria Billing, OBE, laughs as public and voters deceived.
Now, this is the so-called Kit Kat.
And the Sun put this out. Good for them.
Underneath, I've put they have control.
It's a newspaper.
This is a statement that's been made to David Ellis by an MP that we're not allowed to name at the moment. But that MP clearly very, very worried about what he has started to understand is going on in Westminster, and his response to this expose is they have control. So this is a group buried within the government who are now controlling things. Well, we've got to say thank you to the Sun, because it was the Sun that decided to break this story. Don't have a Brex, have a Kit Kat. Bombshell tapes reveal how top Whitehall officials compared Brexit to a Kit Kat, with chocolate layer hiding UK ties to Brussels. Now, don't...
And funding the European army, apparently.
Misunderstand this. This was a secret meeting at the London School of Economics in which high-level British government officials were laughing at the public. The story was also covered a bit later, but the Express revealed civil servants plan UK to fund EU army post-Brexit, caught on tape, and they mention a particular senior civil servant, Alistair Brockbank. He's a defence and security advisor for the Cabinet Office.
Alistair Brockbank. Oh, God, the rats are being discovered in England as well.
I think that's in circles, but I'm not entirely sure. If anybody can help us on that, please let us know. Let's have a listen to what was caught on that tape.
On our side, on the government defence, we're actually looking for something which I normally will actually, somebody yesterday called a Kit Kat, which I rather like.
Which I rather liked. When you have the cover of it, you have the kind of political framework cover, she's saying. And underneath you have a series of different agreements that nobody can see.
So the heart of that is that basically she is boasting about running a soft, visible campaign to the public, but underneath that all the detail is taking place, and she likens it to the sort of chocolate layer on a Kit Kat, hiding those layers.
But she's a civil servant, not a minister. What is very interesting, and it was Brian Garish that told me about common purpose, and apparently Cameron was a common purpose individual, and this is involved with, apparently, with common purpose, and I have a feeling it's something to do, or rather similar to the core that I think Obama set up in America.
And she laughs and the audience sniggers at the same time. This is a meeting held in the London School of Economics. It was a secret meeting held under Chatham House rules, and yet there were officials there from UK government meeting with European officials and officials from other overseas countries.
Chatham House rules. Now, Chatham House is the centre of the Committee 300, and you'll hear Dr. John Coleman talk about the Committee 300 from Chatham House. Now, the Chatham House regulations, he explains later, is that you can say what was said, but you can't say who said it.
What were they discussing? How the British public was to be deceived that under so-called Brexit we were to continue funding the EU military project, and of course we have been warning what that is really saying is that the UK is to be subsumed into EU military unification. So here's the London School of Economics.
You know, the London School of Economics is where, it's the sort of hothouse of where some fairly questionable people that then get put into other countries in high positions and places. Those sorts of things can happen at the London School of Economics. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. Bye-bye.